Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Healthwatch. I'm your host, Carolyn Wilson from Ledgelight Health District. The goal of this program is to bring you information on a wide range of interesting and important health topics, and to introduce you to the people doing great work across the community. As you may know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I am joined today by Kate Davis and Amy Castor from the Terri Brodeur Breast Cancer Foundation. This local foundation is best known for its walk across southeastern Connecticut and raising over $4 million for breast cancer research. Kate is the 2019 Walk Chair and Operations Director. Amy is in charge of outreach and development. Kate and Amy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So let's start off by getting to know you two a little bit. Kate, we'll start with you. Tell us about your background and how you got involved with the Terri Brodeur Foundation.
Well, I had, early 2000, I had moved to California, and in an effort to learn the area and to meet some new people, I joined a walk, a fundraising walk. Several of the people that I met there suggested a different breast cancer foundation, and I walked with them for several years. I had the fundraising bug. When I retired from the FAA and moved back east, back home, my sister and I found the Terri Brodeur Breast Cancer Foundation, and we've been doing it ever since. 2015 was our first walk, and we walked a half marathon, and we raise several $1,000s every year. And our team has grown. It started with just the two of us. We're up to 6 people on our team now, our husbands, and our niece is joining us this year, and it's just, you can't go very far without knowing someone that has been affected by breast cancer. A good friend of mine is starting her treatment next week, as a matter of fact, on her journey for breast cancer. So it's round, it's common, and it's a great thing to do. Right.
And Amy, what about you?
So this will be my 11th year walking. I walk the half marathon, and I've started doing this really, a friend of mine actually saw the Terri Brodeur Breast Cancer Foundation at the Mystic Art Association. And we both work at Pfizer, and some of the people manning the booth worked at Pfizer, and they started talking, and she signed up for it, and she kind of got me to sign up for it too. So I think it was the Pfizer connection that probably drew us in first. And then once I did that first walk and the feelings I felt and the people I met and the path that you take as you're walking, I was hooked. I mean, it amazes me how many beautiful little areas and towns and neighborhoods that you walk through that you don't even know are there. You go flying past on 95, and you know there's people that live there, but you don't really appreciate the beauty of where we live and what you get to see. And in this walk, you spend some time in the woods, you spend some time on the beach, you spend some time in neighborhoods, you get to see so many things. And along the way, there's people cheering you every step of the way, whether it's spirit teams that are organized by the walk or people that just come out in front of their house. There's one house that I always remember, that's towards the end, that always puts out peppermint patties, and they put them in a bowl on top of a bowl of ice, and they're really cold, and at that point it's the best thing you've ever had in your entire life. And this is just someone who comes out and does that just to kind of cheer us on. So it's
wonderful.
Once you do it once, I think it gets in your heart, and I think you just keep going.
Awesome. And so Terri Brodeur Breast Cancer Foundation raises funds for research.
Yes.
What's the history of the organization? How long has it been around?
The organization was founded in 2006 by 2 women that worked at Pfizer together. Terri is a young mom from Old Saybrook that lost her battle to breast cancer in 2005, and they had done a different fundraising walk, and after they had raised a lot of money, they came back and they started asking some questions about how much of that money was actually going to go to research. Research, to end this thing
Right.
was very important to both of them, and the team that they had created from Pfizer as well. And they found that the overhead of this other organization was very high, about 40%. So they just knew in their bones that they could do better, and they got a team together and formed a little nonprofit here in New London, Connecticut. Norma Logan is one of the co-founders, and she was very ill with breast cancer herself, and actually passed away before the first walk. But she gathered the team. She handpicked the folks she wanted on the board. She handpicked, the people she wanted involved, and a lot of them are still very involved with the organization. It's fantastic.
That's great.
Neither one, you didn't get to meet Norma.
I did, yes,
Oh,
at
you
work.
did?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not get to
Okay.
meet Norma. And from everything that I've heard from anyone who had ever met her, she was a phenomenal woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the dedication to her and this cause
Yeah.
and finding a cure is still alive and well.
Wow.
And I think the most important thing for us with this foundation is that we give 100% directly to research. If you give somebody $1 for their walk, that dollar gets into the hands of a researcher. We're able to do that because we have very generous sponsors who provide the money that's needed to run the foundation, so that we've got that separate, so that everything we raise through different events and throughout the walk goes directly to research. When I was walking last year, actually somebody stopped me and another person I was walking and said, I have $6, can I give that to you?
Oh, wow.
So that $6, I came back, I gave it to Kate, it was applied to the money that went to researchers, so every single cent. And I think that's, to me, that's what makes us special. That's what sets us apart from some of the others.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love hearing those grassroots stories of how people are doing amazing things in our community. So Kate, every year the foundation puts on this walk, and I know it's a busy time of year. What goes into planning this event?
Well, the walk starts in Old Saybrook. The full marathon walk starts in Old Saybrook, and that starts at 7 in the morning on
early.
Saturday, the first Saturday of October, October 5th this year. And so 7 o'clock, the marathoners start walking. As they reach the 13-mile mark, the half marathoners start walking. So now we have the full marathoners, the half marathoners. They continue walking along the shoreline. So they started in Old Saybrook, they walk through Old Lyme, East Lyme, Rocky Neck State Park.
Oh, wow.
Niantic, in Niantic is where the quarter marathon starts. So now they're joined by the quarter marathoners, and the walk continues through Waterford and Harkness Memorial Park, and it ends at Camp Harkness Park, right next to Harkness Memorial. And this year, it's very exciting. We're adding a 5K walk.
Oh, wow.
We're
That's great.
adding, so we're going to have 4 distances available, and the 5K will take place all within Camp Harkness, and it's very exciting. So planning starts in about February with coordinating the different locations and reserving them and getting the volunteers in line. The foundation is 98% driven by volunteers. Between the sponsors that help with the overhead, most of what is done by volunteers. So we couldn't do it without them. And as the walk chair, I have a team of volunteers that have different teams under them, hydration and pit stops, and so it's a lot of moving parts.
Yep.
Over a pretty good distance, 26 miles, but luckily I'm not doing it for the first time.
Right.
This is our 14th year.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
a lot of lessons have been learned
Sure.
throughout the years, and this year we're excited to add the 5K. So that's our new component this year. But there's a lot of energy around all the distances.
That's wonderful. That's
And
great.
I think it takes about 150 volunteers to run the event the day of
That's
it.
a lot of people.
Right. Right.
That's great. It's a well-oiled machine, though, I guess.
Absolutely.
So without a doubt, this can be a really emotional experience for everybody involved. How many people are involved in the walk, and what's their experience like?
So we have anywhere from 300 to, I believe the biggest walk attendance was about 425. And like Amy said, anywhere from 150 to 200-ish volunteers. Everything from cyclists to medical to pit stop folks. And some, I have never been personally touched by breast cancer in my immediate family, but we have survivors walking, we have daughters walking, we have Terri Brodeur's 2 daughters and son walk every year with us, and their extended families, and it's a whole gamut of emotion from depending on the stage, I think, of where the breast cancer patient / survivor is. The family is energized by the journey and sometimes exhausted by it, but yeah, there's always emotion attached. Amy could probably speak to that better as well.
Yeah, there is. So I started walking, and then after I walked for a couple of years, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It came out of the blue. I did not have a family history of it. It was not expected. So it kind of gave the walk a different meaning. And I have an amazing group of friends that walk with me. Sometimes the team's bigger some years, sometimes it's smaller. But this year, one of my dear friends who's been walking with me from the beginning is in the middle of her breast cancer battle.
Wow.
And she'll be walking with me that day along with her son. Wow. And my daughter, who is 12, will be walking for the first year this year.
That's amazing.
So it's really emotional this year because we're getting our kids involved, and they're feeling like they can do something now for us and for people that they've seen affected by it.
That's amazing. So we're going to take a quick break. We hope you'll come back and join us for the next half of Healthwatch.
Each year, there are more than a dozen significant tropical and winter storms that threaten the East Coast. So chances are there will be more hurricanes and blizzards near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I try to keep up with what these young people is doing and knowing.
I was at work and I just got a text from a number that I didn't know.
I sent him a text. He texts me back and say, "Who dis?" And I just thought that was the funniest thing.
The next few weeks, she just made fun of me, like would answer the door and say, "Who dis?"
Who dis?
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
Welcome back to Healthwatch. I'm Carolyn Wilson, and I'm here with Kate and Amy, and we're talking about the Terri Brodeur Breast Cancer Foundation Walk. So to pick up where we left off, Amy, since October is such a big month for the foundation and breast cancer awareness, are there other events throughout the year that you focus on?
So the walk is our signature fundraising event that we put on, but we have several other organizations that do events on our behalf, and we try to be involved in as much of them as we can, as much as they'd like us involved. So we do try to attend as many as possible. one, to be able to answer questions that people may have about the foundation, but then to support and volunteer in whatever capacity we're needed with the people who are, so generously doing things on our behalf.
That's great. And, fundraising, I've started to do a little bit of fundraising for some different causes I'm involved in. What are some of the ways people are getting creative about fundraising?
Well, the first thing, we have once they register, they can create a fundraising page. We have a Terri Brodeur overall fundraising page, and then each walker creates their own underneath. Some sell t-shirts. They get t-shirts made for their team and they sell them. We've had different beauty salons will offer pink hair extensions.
Oh, wow.
It depends on what niche the walker is in. There's the possibilities are endless, really.
Wow.
Bake sales.
Yep, bake sales at grocery stores. They fundraising events at like a pub somewhere or an ice cream shop, or we have different groups that will do things like pink cupcakes, you can go someplace and have a pink drink.
We have one walker this year that organized her own 5K.
Oh, wow.
And it's happening this weekend, actually, up in Sterling. She's part of a running group that is trying to do a race in each city in Connecticut.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And Sterling only offers one race a year, and it's over Thanksgiving. So she put together her own and had her own registration, and the profits are going to be towards her Terri Brodeur walk. She's doing the full marathon with us.
That's terrific.
In October. So yeah, she's really creative. She does hot dog sales and and all kinds of things. So the possibilities are endless. There's always the I like to just ask people.
Yeah. Right.
You can't be afraid to just ask.
That's right.
You don't know everyone that's been connected with the cause until you ask.
Right.
And I think I've always been blown away with the generosity of people. It just is amazing. And the other thing too is the connection you make with people. The stories that I've heard and the people that I've met have just been amazing. And without going down this road, I never would have met people like that. So there's a lot of wonderful people out there. And unfortunately, we don't always hear a lot about that, but there really is.
That's great. Sounds like there's some great things going on. So both of you, what are some of your favorite aspects of working for the foundation, and how has this been personally rewarding to you?
I love the opportunity to meet people across southeastern Connecticut that are doing wonderful things in their own little community, in their own little specialty. Amy and I have had the opportunity to go to Old Lyme, had a golf tournament, and we were the beneficiaries. Great Neck Golf Club does a golf tournament as well. And to be able to go and to meet these folks that are just inspired by the foundation and want to give back in their own way, it's fantastic. It's inspiring.
It's humbling.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah, and for me, I started off as a walker, and I walked for a few years, and then a few years ago, I had the opportunity to get involved with the walk leadership team, and myself and another woman head up the pit stop portion of the walk. So I spend a couple days before the walk with porta potties and making sure they're in the right spot. And from there, this past April, I was able to take on some more responsibilities with the Director of Development and Outreach role. And the more I learn, the more I want to do. The more people I meet, I mean, it has absolutely changed my life. And it is, something that's in my heart and it's in my soul, and it's just amazing. It is an amazing group of people. The goodness that you see, the stories that you hear, like Kate said, the people that we get to meet a lot of the people that put on events for us and hear their stories and, you know, their why of why they're participating. And it's humbling to see what people will do. And I love being able to see that part.
Yeah, that's great. It sounds like such an emotional experience, either being involved with the planning and the coordination or just even being a participant. Sounds great. So Amy, I know social media is becoming more and more important. I know I use it all the time for my work and in public health preparedness too, or awareness rather. Do you guys use social media? Like, are you guys active in the walk using social media? And
we do. We have a couple of people that work with us that are experts in that area. I am not, but we are. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. You know, we have our website. We are using any social media at our disposal to ensure that we reach as many people as we possibly can.
Yeah.
So we're all over the place.
That's a great tool. I know it's really, there's no turning back now. It's such a big part of getting the word out, awareness, fundraising, for sure. Kate, what would somebody do if they're interested in participating in the walk? And is there still time to sign up?
Oh, there's absolutely still time. So we're just here at the end of August, early September. We accept walk-ups on walk day.
Okay.
So Saturday, October 5th is the walk this year. We would love it if you trained a little and perhaps prepared a little, but we accept registrations till walk day. Our website is the best place to get all the information, tbbcf.org, and you can register to walk, you can register to volunteer, you can look at pictures from past walks. You could look at the researchers that have received our grants.
That's great.
The website is chock full of a lot of great information. There's also contact information there if you have questions that you don't find answers to. The phone number, there's a email address, all on the website.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's a great resource. We also have a walker guide that we offer some suggestions for perhaps walking in the rain, if that comes up, for training plans for the different distances, suggestions for how many miles you should be working up to. A lot of good information in that, some fundraising tips. So
great. Awesome. And Amy, if somebody's interested in volunteering for the walk or other programs, who should they contact?
Again, I would start with the website.
Okay.
That will give you the information that you need and will put you in contact. Mostly likely you'll start with Kate, and then we'll be able to talk to you a bit about what you're looking to do and where we think things would fit, and we would love to have anybody who's interested. Again, it's an amazing organization, and one of the pieces I guess we didn't talk too much about was the science part of it. And we do give grants to scientists every year. There's a whole grant proposal process, and on our website we've listed all of the individuals who have gotten grants in the past, and it's amazing to see the things that they're working on.
Yeah.
And they've been published in many journals, and the links to those are on the website as well. So the website really holds a wealth of information. Anything you think you need answers to, you can find there.
Awesome. Yeah, I did take a sneak peek at that. It looks great. So I want to thank you guys for being here today. I've learned so much about what you do and the importance of this walk and about the foundation. I want to remind our viewers that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I really want to thank you guys for being here today.
Thank you for inviting us. This has been fantastic.
We hope it's a great, successful walk.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We hope to see you next time here on Healthwatch.